Today's video topic is hip-hop dead? Well, I don't think hip-hop is dead, but I do believe it's dying though. This has been a topic that's been talked about for like the last 6 to 8 months. Is hip-hop really dead? One of the biggest reasons why a lot of people believe that hip-hop is dying right now as we speak is because of the fact that we're seeing an abundance of low-effort music. When the market gets flooded with tons of music and a bunch of it is low effort and it somehow manages to catch on and become super popular with the younger demographic, the bar has gotten so low that even the most basic bars has people going crazy like they just said something incredible, when it's just the most bargain bin basic thing that's been recycled at least 3 dozen times by like 1,500 different rappers. If we're being honest here, there's been a ton of artists who've released a bunch of subpar to terrible music this year. Outside of the abundance of a lot of low quality, low effort music, we're also seeing a shit ton of bad performances. Like, there are a ton of rappers now out that, because they made it to the top, believe that they should just take their foot off the gas and not put in any effort. And it results in a lot of dissatisfied fans. In fact, Lil Baby in the middle of the year had to cancel multiple dates on his tour because they weren't selling out. And these weren't smaller venues like a Hammerstein Ballroom or a venue that's maybe like 5,000 or 6,000. No, we're talking arena shows where there are 14,000, 15,000 seats that are needing to be filled. And the problem there is when you've got artists who should have been technically selling out shows easily, struggling to fill those seats, then you know it's a problem with the artist's level of performance. Nobody's gonna pay $350 of their hard-earned money to just see somebody bob their head on stage just a little bit, maybe repeat a couple words to the backing track, roll up a blunt, maybe might say a couple things, and then dip. Everybody's gonna look and say, what the hell was that? I didn't just pay $350 just to go see that. That's BS. I might as well just go spend my money on Rolling Loud and get more bang for my buck over there. And that's what a lot of the time, a lot of fans do. That's how rappers lose a lot of their fans, is by performing these piss poor performances and putting in the minimal amount of effort. And that's what I mean by the game is being so incentivized that creativity is being put away for profit, for temporary large gain profit. Also, the vast majority of these artists, listeners that you see on these streaming services aren't even an accurate number as to how many fans actually listen to their music. A lot of it can be different circumstances. Yeah, you can have actual proper fans who listen to everything, but you also got people who just listen to a few songs, or maybe listen to one album, or EP, or mixtape, or whatever you may call it. And that isn't an accurate representation as to how many people actually are fans of their music. And from what we understand about the industry, there are also botting streams where people just stream farm plays over and over again until they can get to a certain number and make it on a playlist. Now listen to this next point. You do not have to be a Kendrick Lamar or a J. Cole to make music that's considered good to me or the vast majority of people. But if I get another person named Lil Insert This in the rap game, I'm gonna lose it. Because good lord, can we please get people who are doing things original? If I had $1 for every Cardi or Opium clone that I've seen, I probably have enough money to pay my rent by my damn self. This shit is ridiculous. Come on, man. And the thing is not only are these rappers out here copying each other, but they're doing it in a way worse manner. Not taking the finesse, any of the technique, or any of the personality that any of these other artists are providing, and instead regurgitating something that sounds like absolute dog ass. So many rappers now are copying each other, you don't know which one is which. If you listen to one, you probably have listened to the other. And if you've listened to one, you might have listened to them all. And here's the final reason why I think that hip-hop is dying. The sensationalism effect. Since TikTok and YouTube Shorts have come out, attention spans have pretty much died on a hill. If it doesn't have some kind of Subway Surfers gameplay or GTA 5 gameplay underneath it, you might as well kiss your audience retention goodbye, because that shit is gone immediately. What catches people's attention is egregious sounds and ridiculous hooks and catchy beats and over-the-top personalities. Hey, there's a reason why 6ix9ine became popular. It's because of his over-the-top personality. It wasn't because he was making some mind-blowing crazy music. Nah, it's because of bro's IG antics. We all know that for a fact. The truth is, artists like Sexyy Red, Ice Spice, and the like get a lot of attention for obvious reasons. Most people find them attractive, and to the general public, they make stuff that's generally catchy. Even if it doesn't make sense to most, even if people find it degenerate, it's still catchy. But the downside of stuff like TikTok is that it destroys the attention span, and it only focuses on the sensationalism of the most ridiculous of things. People can no longer sit down and just watch a television show or read a book or go outside and focus on anything anymore. A bunch of different things got to be going on in the background just for someone to pay attention to one singular thing. And that has an adverse effect on hip hop, especially because it gives big companies who are pushing specific artists all of the reason to push specific artists, even if they aren't that talented to begin with. A lot of these artists that we have now in the mainstream, or people who are being promoted, do not have nearly the amount of talent that most people would even think that one would have. It's because of one aspect of them, whether they're attractive or they have catchy hooks and maybe some solid beats, is the main reason why most people even pay attention to them in the first place. And it's destroying hip hop from within. Incentivizing catchiness and incentivizing sensationalism over actual substance has led to the decline of hip-hop as we know it. It's now extremely common to see a song that's like 1.5 minutes or 1 minute and 45 seconds long. That was unheard of like maybe 10 or 12 years ago, maybe for like an interlude in the middle of an album, but not for like an official song. Now, let's not get it twisted. I completely understand when it comes down to a lot of rappers getting to the bag. I mean, shit, most of us would get to the bag. Some of these rappers come from the darkest places you could possibly ever imagine. They grew up in the sticks and the mud. They've had to witness people die around them. They've maybe have had to sell drugs. Maybe they've had to do some things that was traumatize them for the rest of their lives. But the fact is, they were able to turn their pain into artwork and make millions of dollars off that and elevate everybody they know and love out of a state of poverty where they would have to continuously do these kinds of things. But the thing is, a lot of the time, these guys get satisfied at the top, and next thing you know, they came from making music that's incredibly compelling, it's awe-inspiring, it's captivating, to it's just another radio hit that's gonna be irrelevant within the next 2 weeks. And that's something I don't want to see happen to the rap game, which it's already happening. Rappers are more incentivized to sensationalize themselves rather than focus on the artistic vision and evolution of their craft. But if you disagree with me, go ahead and sound off in the comments below. I want you to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, stay snazzy, folks.